The next big job on the to-do list was electrical wiring. I started from the back. It seemed to be the simplest part of the car. Wherever wires are spliced together, they are soldered and heat shrinked. That should be the most reliable connection. I put connectors on all components, so they easily can be disconnected and removed or replaced, if that ever should be necessary. Hard to see in this light setting, but the battery is stored in the compartment behind the seats. Also hard to see, but the wires are stripped to the steel subframe of the body. Instead of running the wires through the original holes in the chassis, I run them through a hole in the fiberglass body. That way it will be easier to detach the body from the chassis if that should be needed in the future. From under the dash, the wires run into the front compartment, where everything will be connected. Instead of a traditional fuse box, I have chosen to use a Mo.Unit.Blue from Motogadget. This unit was developed to work with motorcycles, but there's no reason why it shouldn't work on an old car like this one. This is basically a digital fuse box. It also replaces indicator relays and handles all input from switches. And as a bonus, it can connect to your smartphone for testing and troubleshooting. I have just run the wires for rear light, brake lights, and the rear indicator lights. So even though I haven't connected any switches yet, I can already test if the wiring is okay so far. This really makes life simpler when it comes to wiring the car. The largest part of the wiring job was wiring up the instruments, especially because some of the instructions were wrong, so some wiring needed to be redone. The instructions said that all the bulbs for background lighting of the instruments should be connected in series. And that's probably how it was done, when the background lights were light bulbs. But now they had upgraded to using LEDs. Each LED was connected to a resistor, so it would work with 12 volts. When all 6 LEDs were connected in series, they would basically only get 2 volts each and therefore barely light up. Now that all the wiring is connected, I can install the brackets that will hold the instruments in place. I designed and 3D printed a unit to run the speedometer cable through the body and down to the front wheel. Luckily, I could use the holes I drilled earlier for the brake lines from the brake fluid reservoir that I later moved down to the master cylinder. Now I just need to feed the speedometer cable through the wheel hub. Now all the wires for the instruments and switches are connected up, so we can do a bit of testing. To protect the Mo unit from water, I had placed it on a raised plate. I also wanted to make a plastic cover to put over it, to protect it from any leakages from above.